One time, a guy brought me a 100% leather stocking, and it was like stitched together from like a bunch of different pieces of leather, and it looked like Leatherface's Christmas stocking. Like
Texas Chainsaw stockings.
it was like made of like just like chopped up human flesh that was like stitched together. It was horrifying. It was really, really bizarre. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Laser Source Podcast, the number one podcast. If you love Winona Ryder, thanks for coming. Yeah, we're late, you know. That's the way.
Fashionably.
We are
Hope you all had a beautiful Thanksgiving with your family, spent time with everyone. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a great Thursday.
Who doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving?
People not in America.
People not in America.
Probably
Canadians.
Native Americans.
Thanksgiving is
conscience.
non-denominational, right?
Well, it doesn't matter.
It's not
if people live in
religious.
Germany, they're not going to be like Guten Tag and Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's like a location-based holiday, man.
Yeah, it's like Canadian Thanksgiving's in like September or something, I think.
Yeah, did you enjoy your Boxer Day, your Boxing Day?
Boxer Day and Boxing Day.
Boxer Day.
Your Boxing Day. Look, Alex is Googling it.
It's every day in my house. I know what Boxing Day is. Jesus.
Sure you do. No, Jesus has nothing to do with Boxing Day. What a dope.
I'm still filling out the thing. So why don't you guys talk? What were we just talking about that was work related?
I am excited. I have been messing with my CO2 Galvo.
It's not what we were talking about, but okay.
Oh, well, I threw these away. Well, there's one. So I've been messing with my CO2 Galvo to make these guys, little keys, and they're so easy to make. You cut them out on the CO2 gantry, and then like these take 12 seconds to engrave. And so pretty cool. Little H&H Creations Tampa magic there. Like their stuff cuts so freaking nice. Been doing that. And then I did these guys on the CO2 Galvo too, which, you know, pretty nice little engraves on these guys. All bunch of these going out for Christmas gifts from a lady who does whatchamajig. So been working on CO2 Galvo because that's one of the things that we've been needing to boost some settings for. So that, and the other thing I've been cranking out, Alex has been doing a bunch of, I think Alex and Kyle, right? You guys have been working on the laser and physics and all that stuff.
Oh, dude, nonstop. Yeah.
And then finished, I've got Business 100 finished. Yeah.
Like done.
Yeah. Like I got to press copy and paste onto the website and it'll be good to go. So it's been a busy week.
And we'll come back to that because I want to talk about it. But also, happy 50K! Woo! Yeah, 50,000 subscribers. We're
51 now.
It actually happened like while we were just getting back from LBX, and we were just all beat.
In the like week and a half since 50K, we've hit 51K.
Yeah.
Well, the best part is, like, we told Alex, we did it, and he was like, nice.
I was like, nice.
There was zero energy in the tank left.
And 4 million views.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, a week later, Matt was like, hey, dude, we just hit 4 million views. And I was like...
He goes, delete the email. I saw it. That's all I said. I was like, are you serious? I would, like, print it out and frame it. And he's like, it's fine. We're just going to keep moving.
I mean, views or whatever. I mean, I'm glad people are watching, but it doesn't mean anything to me. Like, I have concrete milestones in my mind for
there online care about what we create.
Like, when we get to 100K, we get to put a silver play button on the wall behind us. Nobody's going to give us a plaque for 5 million views.
You could print it out and make a certificate. I could make you a ribbon. You know what? I'm going to do that.
5 million views.
No, that says 4 million views is pretty okay.
I'm going to be like, I saw it, throw it in the trash.
Like, I'm literally going to make that.
Just a thumbs up hanging from the thumb.
It's actually going to be like a sideways thumb where it's going to be like, pretty okay.
Yeah, a little tilt. Like a little tilt
views
to it.
Almost matters.
4 million views. That's real nice. Great job. Keep doing what you're doing.
Somebody somewhere cares, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. So yeah, I just wanted to shout that out. Also, and I guess we can just like circle right back around to the LMA. I made a post on the LMA today that I kind of want to share with everybody. Did you guys see it already? I know Anthony did.
Nope, my mic's
having
off.
trouble.
Boyce, you haven't seen anything. You work
I've been
2
taking
days
care
a
of
week.
sick babies.
Let's see, where is it? It's under updates. Okay, it says, I'm just
I
going to read
saw
it really
this.
quick.
Yeah.
Thank you to all of the LMA members. We haven't talked about it very much, but we've been working on securing and preparing a brand new 1,000 square foot dedicated recording studio adjacent to the existing laser shop.
Great idea.
Today, we started moving things in. I'm incredibly grateful, as always, for all of your continued support and extremely excited that we just crossed the 50,000 subscriber threshold. If you're new here, your contributions are important and make the difference when it comes to doing stuff like this. And if you've been here a while, thank you so much. Seriously, every day we get to do new, cool, and amazing things, and we wouldn't be here without you. I'll give you guys a tour as soon as I have a little more set up. Really excited to show you what we've been working on. As usual, always 10 big projects in the work at once, but this one in particular is going to affect everything going forward. Sincerely, guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I'm thinking about all of you, your generosity, and your dedication to Laser Everything while we start this next chapter. More soon, Alex. And then, so here's the one photo that I've shared. And so this room right here that you're looking at is the same exact size as the laser engraving shop. It's the same size. And it's going to be split up. So there's another one of these gray dividers. And we're going to we're going to have 3 sets. So one will be dedicated to like doing reviews and like talking to the audience. And one of them will house the 13-foot green screen. And then another one will be dedicated to like top-down videos when I'm like showing you guys things with my hands, or we're taking something apart or doing a review or something. And the beautiful thing about this, one of the reasons why I'm really, really excited to have this space now is that in the past, whenever I have tried to shoot a video, we've basically had to take all of the cameras and all of the lighting and all of the audio and move them from laser to laser to laser in order to get any kind of recording done. And it's a hugely like time expensive, time costly, project every single time. With this new system, Kyle recommended just putting casters on the workbenches under the lasers and
how I roll.
Set all the videos and lights up.
That's why I was shaking my head.
Yeah, set all the videos and lights up one time, and then just push a laser in front of the setup when you need to record with it. So so I'm really stoked. I just started moving the video equipment over today. You can see it all. I didn't even unbox it from LBX. I was just waiting for this to open up so we could start getting stuff in there. So that is that. And I will be back in 2 seconds.
I can already tell you, I'm going. I am going to put Anthony on the spot. Start talking about sweet new spaces, bro.
Sweet new spaces, yeah. I'm gonna announce tomorrow the official opening of Beam It Up Laser Works in a 1,900 square foot space.
Huge.
Yeah, dude. We scored big time on a space here downtown, exactly where I wanted to be. And I think this really speaks like chapters on people using their connections and, who they meet doing just like business to business visits and whatnot. Because I'd been working with like the county and the city for about 2-3 months trying to get a spot. And I was really getting frustrated, and I ended up visiting one of my local coffee shops. And I was like, hey, dude, what's up? We haven't talked to each other for a while. How's everything going? And I just told him, hey, I was really getting frustrated waiting for the spot to open up. And he's like, come walk with me. And we went 1.5 blocks, and he showed me a spot. And he's like, this place is $575 a month. It's huge, and I think it'll work for you. And sure enough, 1.5 weeks later, I had keys to it. And the last 2 weeks I've been working trying to get everything set up, and tomorrow we're going to roll out our grand opening, and we'll be fully functional. So
that is so wild.
That's people you help out are trying to help you back out, in return.
Exactly.
So that's awesome.
Yep.
And the other beautiful part is you have a good coffee place to go to on your breaks.
Right, exactly. And the post office is right around the corner, and there are about 9 other local businesses that
was literally one of the first questions I asked Anthony. I was like, is it close to the post office? He goes, dude, I could walk there with a cart.
Yep.
So that's pretty dope. What a gift. Yep. And speaking of gifts, like my gift for Segways, Sargon. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man. We
appreciate it, dude. You. Alex appreciates it if he was here right now. So thank you very much. And then
we appreciate your support.
Same with Laser of Love Creations, Laura. 51K and 4 million is impressive. Be proud. He should be. He's trying to be humble. Like he's like, yeah, we still got room to grow, is what he said that's what he literally said when I showed him the email. He's like, we can do better. And I'm like, okay.
We have goalposts, right, that we want to meet, and we want to help as many people as we can. So some of that means we have large goals that we want to be able to achieve.
I'm with Jack, I'm with Jack. I'm working on 1,000. That's where Laura said she's got 101. Yeah, I posted a video the day that got 3 views for my personal one. That was always politely laughing at me. Yeah, and then check this out. JK Rolling, that's a great name, said $575 is a great price for such a large space in downtown. It's wild, dude. Like when he told me what he was like, what a great deal. But the other thing is you're helping revitalize that space too, man. Like bringing people down there, getting like some business going on. It's dope.
Yeah, it's a downtown spot in semi-rural Iowa. So, I mean, it's hard to really compare that pricing to what you may have in your area. But it's definitely a great price, and it's a great location because we're on the Mississippi River, and there are tour boats that go up and down the Mississippi all summer long. So there's like, I think 20 guaranteed dates that these people come off this boat, and it's like any other cruise ship. I mean, they want to go and they want to buy stuff. So it's going to be my job to find the right stuff to have for them to come in and buy mementos for the city or whatever. So yeah, it'll be a great opportunity.
Everything you're talking about is exactly what I just spent the last 2 days working on for the business course in the LMA. Like straight up, like picking your products, like picking your first products or your initial products, like when you're starting a business, but especially when you're starting a storefront, because now you're servicing, like, you know, what's your niche, which is one of the other things I wrote about. Yeah. So like, it's great to hear you saying all that kind of stuff, like, cause it's literally what I just been writing about. So it's nice to see that is exactly what you're working with too. So the other thing too is the fact that you've already got that's one of the things we were talking about with me, since we're just talking about shops, because Anthony and I were talking. He's like, well, how much is 1,000 square feet near you? And there's a place that's going right now for about $25,000 a year, for about 1,200 square feet, but it's an industrial, like it's a light industrial warehouse. So you could actually make like a second story, have a loft for storage and all that kind of stuff. But still, $25,000 is $25,000. And I know for some people that's not a big deal, but you know, it's $12,000 or it's $25,000 just for the rent for me. So
that's like a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's one of those things where like if I was doing it full time, but man, I'm just excited for you, dude. It's gonna be cool. Man.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Pretty much anything within 3 towns of me is upwards of $20 to $25 per square foot per year. Oof. So when you chop it down by 12 months, I mean, you're talking about like $2,000 to $4,000 a month in rent. I can't handle that, and that's not even including upkeep and utilities and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So. Also, the maintenance contracts for snow blowing, weed whacking, lawn care.
For us, it's alligator wrestling. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Aaron was saying the same thing. He said, "Yeah, Tampa prices are ridiculous. Like I'm out in Plant City. If you literally looked at Tampa, though, nah, get out of here." And then trying to have like an actual like helper too. By the way, speaking of helpers, God, my segues are on point. Christopher Satellite dropping $10 on us. What a great guy. Thanks a lot, Christopher. Might be Christopher. I'm not sure.
We'll be giving that right back.
It's a number 1 pair jumping up and down that says fan. If you couldn't see the sticker. Thanks, Chris.
By the way, speaking of helpers, this episode of the Laser Sword podcast brought to you by Coca-Cola. the number one place to drink your Coca-Cola is on the Laser Source podcast.
Get yours now, featuring boxes with Santa Claus. Your kids can talk to it because you can't afford to drive to the mall. Coca-Cola.
Fun fact, did you know that Canada Dry is actually sold by Coke?
I did.
Finally, you're drinking Coke products, you Pepsi.
I've been drinking Canada Dry forever, since I quit caffeine.
Anthony, I'm stoked for you, dude. I was listening. It's the like unregulated power that you feel like you have when you have your own space is immense. So
yeah,
it's gonna be really cool.
He's already throwing his kids out.
And after last week's podcast, just listening to the what was it, Sign Parties 101?
Yeah, dude.
Dude. Like, I've got all kinds of ideas because I have almost 1,000 square feet of spare space after I have my reception area and my laser room. So it's like, well, I'm going to talk to my insurance guy and see, is it possible for me to have like a crafting area where people pay $25 or something like that? They come in, I give them a bunch of blanks and they paint.
Oh, they could like pick blanks.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean,
if they want something funky and fresh, you can.
And it'd be so easy to do like seasonal stuff. Yeah, like
exactly.
Stuff.
You just thought, I just thought of something. Hold on.
Right now with Christmas, and then Valentine's Day is going to be coming up soon, and then Easter. Like all of these holidays are going to present these opportunities to have people come in, and then I could go down to Aldi's and buy a couple $5 bottles of wine and just be like, here, you know.
Well, be careful with that. If they bring their own, you might be able to allow that.
Or, BYOB,
just saying that you got to be real careful with that for real.
Hey, it's Mika.
It's Mika. Yeah, you know Mika. So Mika goes to this place. You might have seen this episode where they have birthday parties, camps, and group events. And so she goes in, and this is literally what's inside, dude. Check it out. Look, it's straight up like this is stuff. Thing. Yeah, like this is stuff that people have done already. And then just like a few minutes into the episode, I keep seeing this and I keep thinking about it. She walks down. God, Mika's Bay, dude. Oh my God. All right. So they have like like all these different like colors that you can pick from for like paints and stuff. And they clearly have like this must be like 2-ply acrylic over here. This looks like Romark or something.
Yep.
It might be painted tiles though. Look at that.
She comes to this shelf, dude. Like these are literally just cut. Like it would be so easy to make these cuts
for real,
and then just stack them on the wall. You know what I mean? And be like, pick what you want. You know, and you cut it yourself. You buy all this stuff in like big sheet.
Yeah.
Like how hard could these little tiny like frames be to make?
It's nothing, dude.
It's nothing.
Find a friend who's got a CNC.
So I was going to say, my daughters were younger. I rented out a birthday party space because it's indoors in the winter, you know, and or a rainy day, whatever it is, but indoors nonetheless. A private space where the kids did arts and crafts, and the finished product was their present. Mm-hmm. So I had to buy no bullshit goodie bags and all that dumb stuff people do.
Yeah, man.
People are so dumb. No offense, people, but but like you get a product in your hand to walk out with from a birthday party is like, you know, it's kind of like the whole Build-A-Bear concept, but with these types of signs where you do painting, it'll be a home run, man.
Wait a minute, real quick. Pause that, Alex. Mm-hmm. Mika's like, hey, kids, go here with your parents and grab a nail gun.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of the cool. That's kind of the cool part about it, though. Like they just take like these small slats and like they make this. I think this is like shiplap, so it's like sticking together, you know. And they just like boom, 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 real quick, and then they flip it over. And they actually do like if you got like a decent plotter, I think in this episode, they're doing vinyl stencils. So you literally like can just draw up your own design, and then the plotter just cuts it out real quick, and you throw it down on the thing. And I bet she has the sizes all like kind of preset, so she just opens the file.
Yeah, for sure.
The square's there. It's labeled exactly the same as the wood square off the shelf, so she knows exactly the size.
Yep.
Like you could streamline this. Like
you could literally laser engrave like real quick like marks on the board so that you know where the corners of the piece drops on. Yeah. And then there you go. Like for sure.
Yep. And they paint it. They literally like they have a hair dryer to dry the paint.
Mika is like the co-partner of Blippy.
Blippy,
and
dude.
Blippy, if you know who Blippy is basically crack cocaine for kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
If crack is cocaine, I don't know. Is that the same thing?
Yes.
All right, I don't know enough about drugs.
We don't encourage drugs, but
we do encourage Blippi. Get on that.
Dude, you know what? I thought Blippi was hella annoying when my kids started getting into it, but now I kind of like Blippi. I'm kind of like a Blippi fan.
Were you just trying to do a Blippi voice while you said that you liked him?
Oh my god! Yeah, wow, this is so fun.
I think you kind of like him.
Oh, yeah,
I wish he would get hit by
though.
a bus and dragged under it, but
I kind of like him, and I like Mika. I'm not crazy about
nice
fake
being
Mika.
able to make those tones with your voice.
I mean, look at what you're watching right now.
Dude, it's like I have to watch it all day, so I might as well find the silver linings in it and like take some enjoyment out of it. Also, I'm a big fan of indoor playgrounds. I think if the channel ever went under, I'd probably just like open up an indoor playground so that I could play in it after hours.
You got the square
Jack
footage.
in the shop said, I don't do drugs often, but when I do, I think the ... means Blippi.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, here we go. Trey W, congrats, man. Guys, love your show. Buying the X-Tool S1 tomorrow to get a good start to my laser business in 2024. Nice.
Yeah, that'll be cool to play with.
Nice, man.
I love an X-Tool S1.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I started some stuff. There were some questions, some comments we could go over. So Lori says, I'm working on pool cues tonight. What are y'all working on?
Oh,
pool
dude.
Cues sounds like an awesome engraving project, actually.
Pool cues are great until you have to rotate them.
Yeah.
But if they're one-sided.
Well, yeah, if they're one-sided, then like
you're just doing like names or like
that's a CO2 galvo job. Did I ever show you guys the pig flippers? You saw the pig flippers. Right?
Yeah.
I think I did an episode with them actually.
I think you streamed some of them too.
Yeah.
That was a good project. What was it, like 3,500 of those or something?
Some obscene number. Yeah. That was right when I got the CO2 galvo though. So I was like boom, 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 boom. They were so quick.
I might have missed some of these, but I tried to tag as many as I could to pull up. But Jack is working on 5 orders for stove toppers. So
dude, his noodle boards are on point. Like, he's killing it.
Well, so that's where I get confused, right? They're basically the same thing as noodle boards, right? Stove toppers.
It's the same thing. Yeah. I just like saying noodle boards.
That's fair.
Why did Matt just DM me? Kyle said to put everything on wheels, you whore. I know Kyle said to put everything on wheels. That's what he said.
I'm joking with you.
I don't get it.
So
I don't get the joke.
So then Jack also said he's working on 40 leather hat patches too. So he's cooking tonight. Vince has a show this weekend. And so he's finishing up doing some gluing, which nobody likes gluing. Sorry, buddy. Also got new laser in the enclosure, and Lightburn works just fine on a Chromebook, apparently.
I will not.
That's news to me, but I guess that makes sense because it's just Linux, basically.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, yeah, and he's like the Linux king.
That's cool. I kind of want to try that now. KM says, what's up with the new OhmTech laser launching soon? And I believe he's referring to the OhmTech Pro line that apparently is coming out. I haven't gotten any details about it yet, but apparently they're big old beefy machines that weigh like 1,000 pounds.
Like Novas and Supernovas of the OhmTech world?
Like maybe bigger.
Oh, like flatbeds?
Or, yeah. I don't know if they're made for metal cutting or combo or what the deal is. I haven't read into it. Totally new topic. But it's not on their website yet, as far as I saw. Or if it was, it's not up now, because I was actually looking for that earlier today.
Oh, yeah, Vince just said Bearded builds the review on the new OhmTech Pro.
Oh, cool. We'll have to check that out. Corey said, hey, I'm getting an error code in EasyCAD 2 saying cannot find dongle. Software will not work, states demo mode. Check your driver. You probably missed that step during installation. Or you might have installed Lightburn after trying to get set up with EasyCAD and it overwrote the driver, which is also a common whoopsie.
Your laser's off. Or
that too.
Your USB cable isn't plugged in.
Yes.
Or you're using a hub.
All those things.
Yeah. So
it's a big list.
If your laser's showing up in Device Manager, it's more likely a driver. If the laser's on and it's not showing up in Device Manager, it's more likely a communication issue. which you would want to check the hub, the cable.
Oh, did he mention
power
device manager?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss something. Yeah, for sure.
No. So I hope that helps, Corey. Get back to us later with how things go. Maybe we can give you more feedback. Laura says 51K and 4 million views is impressive. Alex, be proud. We agree. Alex, be proud.
Still not.
And she also wants to know what the topic is for this evening. But that was 30 minutes ago, and we're late. The topic tonight is projects and catching up and answering questions and messing around, just having fun. And Aaron says Matt needs more RGB.
Didn't you have a LED strip behind there?
That was Kyle.
What?
Or
No, you had a light strip behind.
Oh, you're behind my thing? I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about on the microphone. I'm stupid. I was like, what happened? No, yeah, that's see, there you go. Yes, I did. I still have it, but it's just dark. Like, honestly, I can't see what the hell I was doing. So I'd just be sitting here like not moving because I'd knock stuff over because I'm kind of blind in the dark.
Blinded by the light.
Lori says that she's just doing names on the pool cues, so super easy. Awesome.
Oh, those are nice.
That is like
good
a
project.
dream job right there. Yeah. Super rewarding, super like feel good when you're done with them. That's a solid project.
We caught up.
Yeah, we're caught up.
If you guys want a little bit of an expanded view of the upcoming courses, we touched on this very briefly, and we had almost nothing done, and now I've got a ton done. So I wanted to show you. Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
So I wanted to kind of give you guys an update and show you some of the course stuff and how that's coming along on the LMA. So if you don't know, we are building new courses to go along with the crash courses that we've already put up. And these are really going to pick things apart from like a basic level and then build all the way up to like managing your laser business. And we're covering everything we possibly feel like we have enough knowledge in to cover. One of the first ones that you'll take, hopefully, is laser theory, Laser 100, Intro to Lasers, where you will learn about laser history and gas lasers and liquid lasers. And I'm learning a ton of stuff too while I'm building this course. I didn't even know there were liquid lasers, and now I do. So that's very interesting. You'll learn about beam delivery, including galvanometers and gantries and what the differences are, and continuous wave and pulse lasers. And we'll talk about the physics of light in Laser Theory 101, which is really interesting. We're going to cover things like light frequency, which is not the same as machine frequency, which we're going to call repetition rate in this course. Important distinction. Wavelength and the electromagnetic spectrum and how all of our lasers fit into those things. We're also going to talk about the physics of lasers. This is the one that I'm working on currently. This is a very big course in this section. It's so much so that I kind of feel like I want to break it up, but I'm probably not going to. So we're going to break down all of the parameters that affect how a laser is delivered to a substrate. Some you see and some you don't, like duty cycle, right? We rarely see or talk about duty cycle, but it's a really important part of running a laser. And so we're going to get into all of this, and it's highly detailed. So if we take a look at mode structure here, you guys have heard of mode structure, but you've probably not heard to it referred to this way. And so we're going to be looking at things like continuous wave lasers, Q switching, mode locked lasers. We're going to talk about how MOPA lasers fit in. MOPA lasers aren't actually a pulse mode. MOPA lasers are just a certain configuration of a Q switch laser. And we're going to get into all of that and more in this course. I'm really, really proud of how it's coming along so far. And so I just wanted to show you some of that kind of on the surface. I guess we'll show off Matt's stuff too, because he's been super proud of this. If we come into Business 100, I'm not going to open this up because he said that it's pretty much done. So I don't want to give away his spice here, but he's got a great layout here. Do you want to talk us through kind of like what people will learn in just this Business 100 course real quick?
Yeah, so literally the beginning of it, and you can kind of see what it says, but like, do you really need or want a business? Like, there's a lot of people who, like, one of my buddies has a laser business, but it's also more of like a CNC business, and he figured out that like he's spending more than he's making really, and so he kind of was like, oh yeah, I kind of just let my business go because I'm not really doing much. So is this a business or a hobby that you're doing? Because some people will jump in and spend a lot of money that they could have just put towards better materials, better lasers. And so really it's just kind of thinking about it. I try to keep things like 3 to 4 paragraphs because, yeah, it's a class and we want you to get something out of it. But at the same time, you're probably doing this after your full-time job or while you're trying to laser. And so like, I'm not trying to overrun anybody's brain. But then what requires a business? So literally what requires a business, like according to the law, and when do you actually need to have one? And what does that mean to you? And so the biggest thing too, is now that you decided, hey, I want to do a laser business. What does that actually mean? So like finding your niche. Are you going to be a jack of all trade shops? Are you going to, what niches do you even want to work with? Or what do you have access to? Establishing your target market. And that's literally what Anthony was just talking about a little bit ago. So now that he has like he straight up has a target market. Like the people who come in on those riverboats want memorabilia to take back with them, like picture frames, cups, hats, jackets, anything he can put a patch on. And it's so easy. So now that you've got your target market, you got to pick the products. So picking your initial products is the next thing. So now that you know who you're going to be selling to, what do you sell them? Like what's going to work? And then finally, now that you've kind of got the basics of a business plan, you've got basic funding and finances. And so I just finished up the capital, talking about startup capital, which is literally what Anthony and I were, and I think Kyle too, is talking about $2,000 or $3,000 for space near him. So like when you start looking into all that, there's startup and cost, and then there's recurring cost, and then there's maintenance cost, and so there's just all these fees and costs that you really never think of until you do it. And then finally, what's the last one? I can't remember.
It's business loans.
Yeah. So business loans, how do you get one? Who do you go to? What it's like, how do you even find out what a good, if you've never messed with business before, is it worth getting a business loan to buy a laser, or should you put it on a credit card or what?
And not even just business loans, but like Boyce is going through it right now where you're applying for grants and stuff too, right? Through your local. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a huge deal right there too. Like there's a lot of free money out there that is sponsored by federal, state, and local governments that, are trying to
even
help
your
out.
Trying to keep your business going.
Yeah. You're
I would consider you're looking at funding. It might show you a niche that gets you in the door that has funding.
Yep.
Well,
that's I talk about is you're doing certain types of products that fits a certain niche that whoever's making these grants wants to be addressed. You start your business there, and you can branch out and do whatever you want.
And so that's where the next thing we do is business plan. Like so business 101 is straight up a business plan, and that's
I wanted to I was going to segue for you a little bit there. That is just what Matt is covering in the intro to business. If I expand this is Matt's planned coursework here, where you're literally going to write your business plan. You're going to form your business and establish your business. Those are different things, believe it or not. Talk about branding and identity. Kyle and I are going to pitch in here too.
I was going to say, it's not just me. It's Boyce, Kyle, Alex, hell, Anthony might even get in on some of these.
So I'll be in there, like branding and identity. I'm going to be all over. So we're going to be talking about making logos and formatting things for, like social media and like that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about different payment processors. We're going to talk about accounting and bookkeeping and how to do it yourself or outsource it. We're going to give you both options. We're going to talk about marketing, social media. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here, guys. And this is just the initial rollout of courses. There's more to come, of course.
The hardest part about Business 100 was knowing that I have to cover all the stuff and just saying it instead of talking about it.
Just touch on it. Yeah.
Like you can ask Alex, and Kyle, I sent him a link to something. I sent Alex a link. I sent Miranda a link. I was like, I try not to bother Boyce and Anthony because they're at their day job It's like,
Yep.
hey, read this while you're taking a crap or something.
And of course,
Those don't have content in them yet.
we haven't framed it out too much. Kyle has a lot of this like physically, literally on paper, but we haven't added it here yet. But Kyle's been hard at work on applied laser too. So that's where your actual laser skills are going to come in, like taking the knowledge that you learn from theory and applying it to real life work. That's where I'm going to kind of pass the ball to Kyle, and Kyle's going to take over, and he'll be teaching you guys a lot of the courses that end up falling under the applied laser category here as well, that's like the meat. That's what you guys really want to sink your teeth into. So this will be a very exciting thing. And when you want to circle back around, we've ordered these in a particular way on purpose. When you're ready to circle back around, we'll come back to science class here, and we're going to talk a lot about material science. We're going to talk about reflectivity and energy absorption of different materials. We're going to talk about the hardness or brittle, properties of different materials and how they react with lasers and chemicals. And we'll talk about MSDSs and like all kinds of stuff. We're going to cover in the material science category as well. So there's a lot of stuff here, guys. And I've just, this is what I've had. If you've noticed, we've been a little slow with the videos. We've had some bangers come out lately, by the way, and we'll talk about those before we close out the show tonight. But if you've noticed, uploads have been a little slow. It's because everybody is like full steam on this. We're really trying to produce this. Another thing I'd like to point out too is that every single one of these, not even just courses, but lessons. So every individual lesson inside every individual chapter, inside every individual course will also get a video. So you'll be able to read it. You'll be able to watch the video, and then you will get a bunch of other stuff in the LMA too. So the videos are going to go up for free on YouTube for everybody, just like we've always done, but you won't have any of the supporting content. So Matt is writing quizzes, and you get the written word. I believe that we're going to try to do kind of like a spoken
Audio,
word. Yeah, like audio
word poetry
component. To this, so that you can listen to it if you'd prefer to listen to it. All that kind of like surrounding stuff will only be on the LMA. So if your learning style suits one of those better, or you want to be able to expand more than we're going to cover in the videos, because the videos aren't going to be pages long like the lessons certainly will be. They'll be rather short scripts to get the basic ideas across to you guys. The LMA is the place you want to be. So I really encourage you guys, if you like this idea, if you're excited about laser school, an actual Laser Master Academy, to please go sign up, because your support now means we get to finish this and you get to consume it in the near future. So
this is like MIT level courses, like,
dude. Yeah, let's not get carried away.
But for real, like,
Have you ever heard of Oppenheimer? That's us. Okay. Laserheimer.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this doesn't end with us seeing the destroyer of worlds,
right?
And we can all go home safely. So that's that. I'm done talking about it. But I just wanted to make sure I brought it up and kind of plugged that a little bit, because I've been really excited about it.
That's freaking awesome. What is a liquid laser?
Dude, I don't know. I still don't know.
Charts wear on their head.
Liquid lasers. Let's see. I actually have to read a little bit of what was written here. A liquid laser works by shining a very bright light from another device, such as a flat flash lamp or another laser, into a container filled with dye. And then the dye causes the photons to energize the atoms, the electrons attached to the atoms, to a higher energy state. And then when that decays and they fall back down to their normal energy state, they give off photons that are of equal wavelength instead of like a variety sorcery. Of them. It's the same as all of the other lasers. It's just the medium that we're exciting with the initial light to generate the laser light is a liquid.
That's wild.
Instead of a gas or a solid. Chris says it's just magic.
For real, dude. Yeah,
I saw you jamming that star button, Kyle. Let's do a quick catch up.
Oh yeah. Mike C. So looping back to the OMTech Pro line that got brought up earlier, he says he thinks it's similar to the Light Object Titan. So it's interesting. And that's also one hell of a beefy machine, probably weighs like 600 pounds or more. Cass says, I'm doing some testing on the X2F1 on photos and business cards, getting ready for Friday, Saturday, Sunday craft show, testing to make sure the settings are perfect. There you go. F1 is really good for travel stuff. So hope you have a good time and hope it goes well for you, man. And Laura wants to know, Matt, how cold is it in your shop tonight?
Probably not as cold as, I mean, she's in Rhode Island, so she's going to laugh at me.
We're all going to laugh at you.
I know. It's in the 50s in my shop.
Yeah.
It's 26 here right now.
Yeah. Well, just so you know, in Florida, 50s feels like 12s.
It's going to start raining. What are those, iguanas?
Yeah, it literally will. Like this morning, yeah, they fall out of trees here.
No, they kill like 50 people a year, dude. They freeze up when it gets cold out and they fall out of trees.
Yeah, and they fall onto cars and stuff while you're driving. Yeah. It's annoying.
The horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 29 here. It's not quite as cold as Alex, but in my shop it's been pretty consistently like 59, 60 degrees.
I remember boys having to explain to me that car doors freeze, and I was like, but why?
For real though.
Like
that's a thing, bud.
Yeah, when we were straight up getting into the car from LBX, he's like, yeah, they just freeze, and I'm like, I just like it wasn't processing.
Yeah.
I did my first
handle.
I did my first solid window defrosting this morning. It was the first time when I left work today because I was in the office moving stuff into that new studio space. It was the first time that I got into my car this winter and couldn't just drive away. Like I had to sit there and wait.
Yeah, we got about 3 or 4 inches last night at our house here of actual fucking snow, man. It really sucked.
We got like a dusting that didn't even stick to the ground here. It did one of these for like 8 seconds. It looked pretty, and then it was gone before it touched the ground. Mike wants to know, any live events planned for December?
Well, that's a good question.
Are you referring to like LMA events, or are you referring to like live project streams, or both?
I think he's referring to the LMA events. And if that's the case, I'd just like everybody to know that we've not abandoned LMA events, but we have actively planned to incorporate the LMA events into the courses that we're building right now. So, and I touched on this a couple weeks ago, but essentially those LMA events will be a platform for us to teach the lessons that you'll find in the courses. And we're going to teach them in order. So Matt will literally start at Business 100 and he'll pick a lesson, and that event will be that lesson. And he'll be able to sit there and teach it to you on camera in Google Meet. You'll be able to ask questions. You guys can have conversations about stuff. So it'll be a way for you to attend class, like actually go. So
I'd like to be called Mr. Bodiford.
So LMA events are not dead. I think we just found their true purpose. And I'm really stoked about it. I'm really, really excited to be able to like sit and do Laser Theory 102. And like you guys can come every single week and be a part of that class, and we'll roll through, 1, 2, 3 of the lessons in the course together live. And that should be pretty epic.
Gustafsson, easy.
I was also going to say it'd be a way to help, like the community can help us kind of fine tune the lesson plans too, live.
Questions
depending on the topic,
yeah. Jumping ahead in the list here, Vince said no hangouts, which I'm assuming he's referring to the office hours afterwards.
I will do office hours again if there is like some kind of extreme demand, because there isn't really. And you would think when people are paying $250 an hour to talk to one of us that they
all
would
of us are there.
hop on the opportunity to do that for free. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just we're not getting the word out appropriately or
maybe
what.
the wrong time.
Maybe the wrong time, but it's not off the table. But I'd rather take that time and use it to generate something that will get reusable use, like evergreen content that people can always kind of come back to and get something out of. So that's my priority right now. If there's a huge demand, I'd absolutely do it. Tell your friends. But I think right now I want to focus on getting the kind of course stuff situated so that we can start hosting those live classes. I feel like that's really important, and I think that will be immensely popular. So that's kind of where my mind is at the moment. Also, I just I couldn't do this nearly fast enough, but I just kind of wanted to throw this up while you guys were talking about the weather.
All right.
I don't know. This is what I thought of, like an early 90s like weather broadcast.
Hey guys, I heard the word weather, so I got this for you.
What? I didn't hear the word weather. We talked about it for 15 minutes.
You guys got weather down there? Yeah.
I bet you can hear the music that's playing over this right now.
Oh, God.
No.
All right, whatever.
And
Go to
now
hell.
we'll go to Tom for sports.
Quick question. Mike C says, are there certain colors of Cerakote that do not work for marking engraving on a fiber laser?
White?
No.
Sucks.
I mean, it's not great, but it's not
Yeah, you can still use it.
undoable.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Just needs
So
separate settings.
yeah. So you're gonna experience some difficulties depending on the color, but it's not gonna be impossible. But
Also, like, Cerakote is not powder coat. So if we're really specifically talking about Cerakote is super thin. Like, whatever ends up like on the piece is like very, very, very thin. Whereas powder coat goes on in layers and it's super thick and like it's meant to take a beating. Cerakote is really strong, but it's very, very thin, and it doesn't take nearly the amount of juice to get through that. So color has way less of an effect on Cerakote. So I want to just separate those things too, just in case. I don't want people to get confused, because powder coat, especially a thick powder coat in certain colors, can be extremely difficult. And so they're different things. So just throwing that out there.
that's fair.
Twisting it.
What is everyone's pricing on beanies or stockings with leather patches to sell at a craft show?
That's a good question.
That's not something I've ever looked into because I've never sold either of those things.
I would
Me
say, depending, like if it's a craft show, you can always upcharge a little bit, but also you got to consider who's going to be there and what they're selling to. So I always tell people when I'm making something in bulk, it's usually 300%, markup. So if it costs me $8, I'm selling it for $25, which would be about 300. Just easy. Keep it, levels of 5 or whatever. So if you're doing beanies in a patch, if it's right there on the spot, customized, add another $5. Why not? Because you can literally make it what they want.
Yeah.
If it's something, another thing too is if you can just take a hat press or a heat press to the place and with a beanie, like have them build a hat where the patch is already made. That's, they can still customize it, but you kind of got that done ahead of time. So just something to consider, but really it just kind of depends on what service you're providing for them. If it's pre-made stuff where it's like Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays kind of thing, a little less. So 20 to 30.
Do you guys remember, I don't know if I did this on the show or not, because it was a long time ago at this point, but one time a guy brought me a 100% leather stocking, and it was like stitched together from like a bunch of different pieces of leather, and it looked like Leatherface's Christmas stocking. Like
Texas Chainsaw stockings.
it was like made of like, just like chopped up human flesh that was like stitched together. It was horrifying. It was really, really bizarre. Miranda will make a comment about it when she hears me talking about it, but it was gross. It was like just a leather stocking, if you can picture that, and not like black. It wasn't like cool like biker leather. It was like fleshy, multicolored.
I murdered your mother leather.
Yeah, murdered your mother and turned her into a lampshade leather. That's exactly what it was.
Ugh,
Yeah, so
it's terrible.
I don't know.
It's like a
Maybe
quilted leather stocking.
it's a throwback for me anyway.
Got a little ADHD going on tonight. It's like, check out this weather channel I found.
Man,
This is
gotta
from
embrace
Hurricane
it.
Katrina.
The only way I can do my job is at 50,000 miles an hour.
It's true.
If
As
I
you
do
put this
40,
coat down.
if I do 49,999, everything will fall apart. It has to be 50.
Laura's got some good news. She got her domain purchased.
Hey, all right.
Domain,
big
buying
step.
some domain.
That's how people find you. So
There's
picking
the
out a
Miranda
domain
comment.
that suits you it's hard.
Joshua Cox says it puts the lotion on its stocking.
No.
Who said that?
Joshua Cox.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Aww.
With a name like Cox, you gotta have a sense of
Puts
humor.
the lotion on its stocking. Way to go, Joshua. Way to go.
So Mike says, can UV laser mark calcium fluoride?
Let's find out.
What's calcium fluoride that you're marking?
Is that
Are you
teeth?
trying to use a
That's
laser
toothbrush?
inside somebody's
Toothbrush?
mouth, or
Maybe is that false teeth? Because that'd be pretty dope if people were like making grills for people.
Oh,
How about we
Don't-
do
aren't there windows made out of calcium fluoride though?
We'll do
it's
on-site teeth
fluoride?
whitening.
No. Was it a UV? A UV laser?
UV.
Yeah.
Josh
Sure.
is just
I'll see why
crushing
not.
it. It puts the lotion on its stocking, or it gets the
Inorganic
whole host
compound,
again.
calcium and fluorine. It's a nice crystal. It should be okay.
Oh, that was so great.
So the answer to that is a standing maybe, but probably.
It's a solid
Yeah.
possible.
I'm a little nervous about the reactivity of fluorine. I'm going to look up an MSDS just to be sure, but I think it would be okay
Your teeth will be whiter.
before or after the explosion.
during.
Yes.
I was gonna say both. Yeah.
And doing what I'm doing right now, researching an MSDS, is something we will cover in the reports.
Hey. Come get
Ooh,
12.
don't touch it. Gross.
Sargon, going back to the Cerakote thing that we were talking about, says he does tons of military parts, light military brown, and they're Cerakoted, and he used Theramark tape, and they turn out great. It's good to know.
It doesn't look toxic. It's non-combustible.
Non-combustible is a big part of that.
Vince says after the explosion, you may not be able to find the teeth. No, they'll be stuck in the wall.
Oof.
There is
In your scalp.
a risk in case of fire, which the UV is not a huge risk for that. But there is a risk of the release of hydrogen fluoride in a fire situation. So if there was a fire, you could see the release of hydrogen fluoride, which would combine with moisture in the air and immediately become hydrofluoric acid, which is not great. So I would be careful, but we're talking specifically about the UV. I wouldn't shoot this with an IR laser. It wouldn't work, and it would just
People will be able to see the whiter
Make a
teeth. when
mess.
your lips are
It would
off.
also be horrid, and you would get all the nastiness off of it. UV only, I would say for sure.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Did they answer what they're doing? That's calcium fluoride.
No.
Dusts, non-specific. It looks pretty inert. Wear suitable gloves. Chemical protection gloves are suitable, which are tested according to EN 374 nitrile is what they recommend.
It's like a
Don't
good
touch
technical
it.
question. Way to go.
We needed
Yeah,
a
it
good
was
one. That was a
technical
good
question.
Yeah.
Physical.
We needed a
state,
good stump.
solid, color, white, odorless, non-combustible. No lower and upper explosion limit. It's good. No applicable flash point. Auto ignition temperature not determined. Decomp temperature not relevant.
You don't need to know when you'll blow up. You're fine.
I'm going to check one more. I'd say it's probably safe for the UV, and the UV will do a fair job because it's a crystal. Assuming what you're doing is solid, I would not use an IR laser with it, and I'm going to compare the Carl Roth MSDS with the Fisher Scientific MSDS just to make sure I'm not missing something. But otherwise, I'd say you're probably in good shape. Just don't take a bath in it.
All the nerds out there right now are like, yeah.
I have something to announce while Alex is working on that.
Do it.
So a couple of weeks ago, we talked about community reviews, essentially. So being able to collate what everyone's experience is for the laser and the brand that they used for every laser that they used, and collating that data into one place so that we can essentially build charts off of it, build community scores for brand, for specific models, for everything, among other things. And of that data, none of it is going to be referred back to you specifically ever. Everything is private. And we don't plan on sharing anybody's personal data. It's literally just the review information. But we need more people to test it. We've gotten a couple of submissions. We've taken some feedback, made some updates, but we need more people to give it a try, put their their laser information in, give their laser a score based off certain criteria. It does take a couple of minutes to do because it is a lot of data, but it's relevant for the sake of the community and trying to help everyone out, right? So hopefully you guys are willing to give that a try. There's a link in the description to a Google form to fill that out. So please give it a go. If you have any feedback, message me or submit a feedback form for it. And yeah, I will post it in chat as well. But it is.
I was just going to ask that.
Yeah.
I've concluded my search. So I think the risk of release of hydrogen fluoride is very, very low. You'd basically have to like put the crystal over a flame and like melt it. Like you would literally have to like evaporate it because its flammability rating is 0. So it will not catch on fire. But the health rating's at a 2, which is fair. They note to make sure to use adequate ventilation, use personal protective equipment as required. And then they put a specific note in here that says avoid dust formation. They do not want you to breathe this in. So whether you got a 3M respirator, I would really probably wear a 3M respirator because the way, if you haven't UV'd glass before, the way crystallized structures react with the UV is they usually dust up like a lot. And you'll like the grates in your fan vents for your UV laser turn white over time from all the glass buildup, the silica in there. Yeah, something like what Matt's holding right now.
These are like $30, and the Neo things that go in them are like 15. So for $40, you're saving yourself a lot of.
Should be wearing your safety eyeglasses. I'd probably recommend a cheap pair of plastic science goggles too, just to make sure that you're not
over the whole thing.
And make sure that they're vented.
They're making a big fuss about eye contact, skin contact, inhalation, and ingestion with recommended first aid measures for all of those things, and they all end with seek medical attention. So it's pretty toxic. So that would be the one thing that I would worry about, not so much whether or not it'll mark. I think it'll definitely mark, and I don't think it's going to catch on fire, and I don't think you're going to have a few more gas issue, but you are going to have a dust issue. You don't want it in your mouth. You don't want to breathe it in. You don't want it in your eyes. You don't want to touch it. So that's my I'm not a doctor. I don't have a PhD in material science. That is my uninformed opinion based on the documents that I had at my disposal with a quick search.
One thing I was going to say too, if you're working on a lot of glass or stuff that like is bad for your skin, the Gojo, like especially with glass anyways, like I've got the orange Gojo stuff, and it helps just to get stuff off your hands and you don't have to have water for it. So just something to consider like when you're out in your shop, because you really do, like you don't realize how much you touch your face, but like you move your glasses, you sit there, it starts itching underneath because you got the sweaty goggles on and you do this, but now you've got moisture mixed with like silicate, and that's gonna just stick on your face really hardcore. So anyways,
question? Who asked about the
Mike.
Calcium fluoride? Mike. All right.
Not Mike C, just Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Got it.
You get a gold star for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like when people actually make me think about things.
Yeah. Josh says, were you guys too busy to do another Black Friday Cyber Monday roundup this year? Like seeing what you guys find. I did grab a pair of those Iron Forge extension cables Matt suggested last video.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. We ended up, we spent time with our families.
Yep.
So, yeah, we said last week, we hoped everybody would spend time with their families and, take some time to spend the time with the people you're thankful for and the people you care about. And that's what we did.
The sales videos do really, really well. And I hate making them. I really, really hate making them. The guys don't mind as much. It's mostly just me. So I had zero motivation because it makes me feel like a sellout. And to Matt's credit, he hounded me about it. many times.
4 weeks.
For weeks leading up to it. He was like, are we going to do a video for Black Friday? Are we going to do a video?
We should do a video.
I just kind of like shrugged it off. I've been focused on the courses because that's what I really want to do. I want to build those courses out. That's really important to me. And then by the time we got to Thanksgiving and Black Friday, I was just after.
Would you like to know what you said?
Sure, why not? I'm sure it was a
Monday.
Thing to say.
Monday. Yeah, he doesn't know what happens. He didn't even know what day it is most days because
I don't know what day it is now.
Yeah. So like today, I was like, "Oh, we got a show tonight," and he's like, "Is it Tuesday?" But literally on Monday of last week, I was like, "We got to get that Black Friday video put out," and he was like, "Was that next week?" I was like, "Bro, it's like in 2 days." He's like, "Oh, yeah, no." That's because that's you and Kyle.
I believe what I said was, "You're welcome to do that, but I will not be."
He goes, "I will not be taking part."
I will not be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, me with
it was,
and then that turned into everybody just taking a break and spending time with their families and getting a little R&R, which
I got yelled at for working on Black Friday a little bit.
We got Kyle and I got just destroyed working on the marketplace. Me, Matt, and Boyce got destroyed at LBX, and then I was getting ready to crack the whip and re-destroy everybody else on the courses, and it was just a good time to take a break and take a breath so that once we came back and we're working.
Oh, you did one hardcore week of working on the LMA, and then you were like burned out.
Yeah.
you were on edge.
So I feel refreshed. You guys definitely seem refreshed. Kyle, particularly, you got your glow back, buddy. Happy to see it. And so now we're gonna get back to work on the courses. So
that's how Kyle got his groove back.
That was a much longer answer than you bargained for, but I'm glad you asked it because there's definitely time for everybody to just kind of.
By the way, if anybody hasn't picked up those cords yet and you have need of an extension cord that's like really high quality, I bought those for myself twice, and they have a 3-pronged extension cord that's, oh my God, it's amazing.
I'm gonna need some of those because
and they're 12 gauge, so it's like all the way.
In the new studio space, 2 of those 4 walls have outlets on them. 2, which sucks. Yeah. So I need
same story in my new laser room. I've got like outlets on one side, but I have to get all the way to the other side. So those are good to have for sure.
They're gonna go up and over the ceiling, and then they're gonna come down, and then I'm gonna have 80 fucking surge protectors plugged into each other. So it needs to be some thick ass wire because it's gonna be pulling.
Yeah, look. They're beefy. I literally have one. I just bought another pack of them. Look at this thing. Hold on. I know it's the end of the show. Hold on.
Well, also, you guys, I'm getting ready to finish up my next how to actually take a request from a customer. It takes an inland lake that's not a file on Etsy, and you can make your own file and list it on the marketplace.
I said I was going to do that.
What Clear Lake is that?
My video.
Voice Beach 2, a baby.
Look at this beefy.
That's a thick boy, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is literally. So for those of you who don't know why this is a good thing.
This is what's in your wall. 3/4 inches in diameter.
Dude, it's the thickness of like an index finger. So like this is what's in your wall basically, or probably better if you've got an older building. This is better than what's in your wall. So literally you can. It's like having an outlet on 12 feet away from where you got it. So there you go.
So Josh also has a good point. Competition, who did it better?
No, well,
here's the thing.
Done with it. I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah, here's the thing. So if it's already done, that's one thing. It kind of means like if somebody else does it, it's just now it feels like we're stepping on toes. But the other piece of that is you might get a second take, but we could just do that as a project later. It's fine.
The other point is that if Boyce actually did something, we need to celebrate it.
Hell yeah.
That's right. You took time out of your very busy social schedule to produce a video. So we're going to watch Boyce's.
Yeah, we've been busy with projects. We have a lot of videos and editing. Poor Jess.
Yeah. Just in case you were wondering, this will be the last thing before we close out. Just in case you were wondering, all of those recorded panels sessions, the interviews that we did at LBX, Jess is editing them right now. And the first handful are done. I need to give her some of our sponsor ads so that she can stick them in the middle of those videos, because that's something we told the sponsors we were going to do because we didn't have internet while we were at LBX. So we're going to sprinkle those in. Sorry in advance. But the point is they're coming. You guys will get the ability to watch the panels not in a 3-hour live stream and get stoked because they're really good. Voice is always living his best empty nester life.
That's right.
And wine mixer.
I don't know. Is there anything? Huh?
I went to DC this weekend.
Of course you did. Just on a whim. You're like, I'm going to DC.
Because I can't.
You went to the wrong Washington.
I love my lady and she loves me and we can go places. What a life.
Why'd you go to DC?
Diana's sister lives there.
Poor her.
Visit her, yeah. Poor rent. Ugh. But
I was going to say, it's probably expensive as hell to live there.
Hold on. I saw a YouTube video about rent. I have to show you guys.
Oh, my God.
That's it, guys. We've got a ton of stuff that's about 25% done. While you wait for those things to get completed, we will have some LBX coverage edited with nice camera angles and good audio coming out to tide you over while you wait for the new courses and the new video studio to be put together. That's the long and short of it. I think that's all we've got. Does anybody else have anything? Anthony, you look like you've got like a big thing that you want to toss in at the end.
Not really, man. I'm super stoked about, just getting my thing.
I know. You're pulling a Matt. You realize that, right?
Am I?
Matt did this. Yeah, he came on for one episode and then he waited 3 weeks and then he came back for another one. And then a month later, he's been there every week. And then a year after that, he got hired. So,
hey, okay.
I'm just saying I see you going down. Marina's telling me to stop bullying and I can't. So that means we need to go off the air. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Laser Source podcast. If you got value out of it, don't forget to smash the like button. Let everybody else know the content is good. And don't forget to hit the notification bell when you slap the subscribe button. I don't know why I've been wanting to go straight to the notification bell. You can't do that unless you subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified the next time.
Smash the bell, hit the like, do all.
We do just an awful episode of this show, and I don't know. Go listen to Emergency Stop. We haven't talked about it in a while. I'd like to do another Emergency Stop.
We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, LBX 2023 merch is still up on the store. In case anybody was wondering, it's the absolute last priority for me, so it'll probably be up for a little while, if I'm being honest. And go fill out Kyle's thingy. Go review your lasers.
Fill out my thingy.
Yeah, fill out his thingy. He'll put a link in the description after the show.
Oh, it's already there.
Oh, it's already there. There's a link in the description.
Do it.
I think that's all I've got, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.